Hi, I'm Ian Walker, a partner in the London criminal team. I'm joined by Diana Goldstein, an associate in the criminal team. Today we'll be conducting a question and answer routine addressing relevant questions that fleet operators will need to address in the event that one of their drivers is involved in a fatal accident.
Ian, say I'm a director of a fleet company. What advice would you give when a driver calls in advising that they've been involved in a fatal accident and they're about to be arrested?
Firstly, we understand how difficult this will be for the driver. He'll be frightened and concerned about the whole incident. The best advice we can give is to keep calm and make sure they don't answer any questions at the scene. However, they should cooperate with the police in terms of providing their mobile phone and participating in any roadside tests such as eyesight tests, breath tests and orientation tests.
So Ian, what happens when they get to the police station?
When they attend the police station, the police are provide full disclosure of all information they have. They're supposed to give me an opportunity to discuss matters with the driver before commencement of the police interview. The advice I give will be range from whether to answer a question, whether to give a full account, or to prepare a draft statement. It all depends on the welfare of the driver, his emotional state, and whether he feels open and available to give answers to the questions at the interview.
Okay, thanks Ian. What steps are the police likely to take during the course of their investigation?
Well, following the interview, the police will like to go out and gather as much information as possible. This will include speaking to independent witnesses and also obtain evidence from a collision investigator who will try to reconstruct the accident from all the physical evidence obtained at the scene.
So, what charges are available to the police in this situation?
Well, if a person is charged, they can be charged with causing death by careless driving. Causing death by careless driving is where the standard of driving is below that of a careful and competent driver, or causing death by dangerous driving, which is where the standard of driving is falls far below that of a careful and competent driver. Effectively, the old reckless driver, term for reckless driving.
And Ian, are there risks to me and my organisation?
Well, there are things to take into account. For example, there's health and safety issues that need to be considered, such as any working practices and management practices that may mean that you're in breach of any issues that may bring harm to any drivers or any other members of the public as a consequence. There's also reputational issues to be considered. These reputational issues would be where there's a fatal accident, there's likely to be media coverage, and therefore it's important to protect the brand and the reputation of the organisation. So it's important that we work together to make sure that those are properly addressed. Also, there's potential for a conflict of interest. The conflict of interest could arise if a driver, for example, says that the reason why this incident has occurred is because of a practice that has been implemented by the organisation, and if that arises, then you need to be separately represented to the driver.
So what are the potential outcomes once an investigation is concluded, and how long does it take for a decision to be made?
Well, police can either decide that they're going to charge you, or they can decide to take no further action. I've already outlined the charges that could be brought. The time period this could take could be up to 18 months, unfortunately, and that can be as a consequence of the number of cases that are brought before the police.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. We hope you found it useful. We are a specialist team of solicitors on hand to provide advice in the event of an accident. It is essential that you receive advice as soon as possible after an incident so that we can protect your interests and rights. Please do not hesitate to contact us and we will be happy to help.